get to cracking. So there are three properties of exponents that we did on yesterday. There's the product property, which if you are multiplying two or more items with the same base, you add the exponents. So 3 to the fifth times 3 to the third, you keep the base and you add the exponents. So that's if you're multiplying two or more items with the same base. Power property. If you have an exponent raised to another exponent, you multiply the exponents. So m to the fourth raised to the fifth power, 4 times 5 is 20. So m to the 20th. The third one is the power of product property. If you have two or more bases raised to the same exponent, you distribute the exponents and then you simplify. So 6 and y, it's two different bases. So 6 gets raised to the third power and y gets raised to the third power. And then you work it out accordingly. So those are the three properties that we used yesterday. So just So we have two more examples that we're going to work on, and these align to a couple of the problems that are on your homework that's due tomorrow. So if I were to pull up your homework that's due tomorrow, let's see, 7.2 practice worksheet, 1 through 12, all 15 through 60, the multiple of 3. So you have some problems that ask you to complete the equation. Like problem 27 and problem 30, problem 15 and problem 18. So this is help with those type of problems. So that should be that worksheet right there. So, yeah. So you have a hard copy version of what they have. So you can just work and use the hard copy. And you take pictures of that and you upload that. That's the one that's today's one. All right. So it says find the missing value in the statement. R to the question mark times R to the fifth equals R to the 14th power. So the question mark is what we're missing. So if we don't know something, we give it a variable. So, are there any parentheses in this problem? No. So there's no parentheses. So that means you're not going to multiply the exponents, and you're not going to distribute the exponents. What you're going to be doing is you're going to add the exponents. You have two or more bases. You're multiplying two or more items with the same base. So we're going to add the exponents. So you take x plus 5. That should give you 14. So you have to figure out what can you add to 5 and get 14. There was the equation that you solved. So how would you solve that equation? You want to check box up here. You can answer. What do I do with that 5?
What do you think it'll be?
I didn't pick on you. I'm asking you, though. Don't worry, folks at home can help you.
Okay, so you have to put 9 into it. Put 9 plus 5 and 14.
So what would you do with this 5? How do you get rid of that 5?
Oh,
Minus. I mean, you get 9, so 9 is the answer, but that's how you would solve the problem. So that's it, problem's over. Again, it's not a hard problem, but you have to figure out what it's asking for. There's a whole good chunk of you that just write the answer and think you get full credit. Trust me, Mr. Lowe is not stupid. He is going to give you a 0 for the homework assignment if he just sees you writing the answer. Mr. Lowe's been doing this for 15 years. Some of you all have been on Earth for 15 years. That means you can write it out and show your work. It ain't gonna kill you. So that was a real easy example. Let's do one that's a little bit higher. So you have m to the 3 raised to the question mark times m to the 5th equals 17. M to the 17th power. So we have to figure out what number needs to go there so that if I work this out, I get m to the 17th power. So we're not going to sit and guess at it. We're going to work the problem. So let's start with this parenthesis. M to the 3rd raised to the question mark. So the question mark means that's something I don't know. So we're going to make it an x. I mean, if you left it as a question mark, that's fine. So I've got 2 exponents sitting next to each other. What do I do with 2 exponents that are sitting next to each other? Am I going to add them? Am I going to multiply them? Or am I going to distribute them? Think about your properties. Am I going to add them? Am I going to multiply them? Or am I going to distribute them? Let's multiply. So we multiply those together. So you have m to the 3x times m to the 5th equals m to the 17th. Any questions before we continue? Yeah, those of you that are at home, if you have a question, don't go sit on the couch and watch TV, ask the question. So now let's keep going. Do I have any parentheses? No. So multiplying and distributing, you need the parentheses. So since I don't have them, there's only one other thing that I can do. And that's add the exponents. So if you take 3x and add it to the 5, that means you have to get 17. So 3x plus 5 equals 17. And I can guarantee you all, because there's a whole bunch of you all that have done A's and B's this year, we can solve this 2-step equation. We can solve this 2-step equation. So, those of you that are at home, give Shakaya a break for a moment. How do we solve this equation? There's way too many of you all that got A's, B's, and C's for you to not know how to solve a 2-step equation. How do we solve this equation? All right, so let's subtract 5. So let's subtract 5. 3x equals 12. So 3x equals 12, now what?
Divide.
Divide
Divide.
by 3. So x equals 4. So that question mark has to equal 4. That question mark has to equal 4. That's it. Look at that. Problem's over. Those two weren't that hard. You just have to know how to do it. Any questions, 11 or 12? You straight?
Okay.
Hey, you should feel loved. You get you get my complete and undivided attention. You get all the help that you need.
Listen.
Aside from Alyssa, Demaya, and Greg, and Kavion, it looks like everyone else is asleep, so it's good to go. So, this